We'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. And all members of the council are here today, and our opening ceremony is by Councilmember Karen Lang.
And would everyone just follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, do we have any scout groups with us today? I didn't see any. We do have the minutes of April 24th to consider.
Move for approval of those minutes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. We come to our comment period, and today we've had 3 individuals sign up to speak with us, who will each be allotted 5 minutes each, up to 5 minutes. You don't have to take it all, of course. And it's an opportunity for them to express what's on their mind to the mayor and council and executive staff. And we have Josh, remind me how to pronounce your last name.
Sherman.
Sherman.
Spelled hard. So Josh Sherman, 3919 South, 400 West, West Valley City, Utah. I'm just coming to do a quick talk about Wayne and I had a sit-down discussion last week about maybe a resolution that I would like to propose and maybe pass to the city council concerning the skate park. I know we've been working thus far to get to this goal eventually. And what we came up with is I just wanted to propose that we set aside the already proposed land at Centennial Park to be designated for the skate park when funds get available. I'm not asking for the world once again. I just want that land set aside so it doesn't get developed, so it doesn't turn into something that is not a skate park. So that's one thing I'm asking. And the secondary is hopefully the money through Wayne, we talked as well, can set aside some seed money to start that program. And then I can then go out with knowledge that the city is already planning to fund it down the road and see if there's some willingness in the community through larger corporations, i.e. Backcountry, OGO, Skullcandy, see if there's companies out there that are willing to donate as well. I know that the foundations that have funds set aside for skate parks wouldn't be willing to donate without a plan. And so that's what I want the city to do first, is set up funds and make sure that there's a plan moving forward. And then I can do more grassroots motivation on the side and get companies and foundations to start saying that they will donate funds or match funds when they are available as well. And so 2 things, just set aside the land, and second, then start seed money and then go from there. That's all. And then we'll just address that later down the road, but that's just what we had talked about. So
Great, thanks
for your
John.
time. Thanks.
Yeah, always good to see you. Now Travis and Jessica also signed up. Are you here to speak on the same issue? Yes. All right, Travis is next then.
Travis Landmark, 3876 West, 3100 South, West Valley City, Utah. I'm just here in support. I wish I would have had a skate park growing up in West Valley, and I think it's a great idea, and that's really what I'm here to say, is I support it 100%.
All right, thank you. Jessica Hill.
Hello, I'm Jessica Hill. My address is 3448 Squirewood Circle. And same reason, we just moved here 7 years ago this month, and I've just always supported the idea of a skate park. We have a couple of skaters in our family and nowhere to skate. I'm also very supportive of active, healthy lifestyles, and I think it's a really good idea to have something like that in your community. So just support it 100% and just came to say that.
Great, thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Mr. City Manager, what would be the next step as far as if we were to want to make a decision to set aside the land and preserve that for a skate park? Is that a discussion item in an upcoming study session we could have, or what would be your thought as far as the next step?
Mayor, as Josh and I met, and I'd had a little thought between their last attendance here at council meeting and that discussion, we were actually already kind of thinking along the same lines. I think that in order to further the project, one of the suggestions I made to Josh was that they actually get a fundraising effort going, because obviously we didn't have enough money to build the park. But at the same time, that we could help them in a couple of ways. One, designating that land, if it's the council's wish to do so, as being reserved for a skate park. Two, reserve a certain amount of money, as Josh mentioned, seat type money. And a way I think we could do that is just adopt by resolution. It doesn't have to be a formal turnover of property or cash or anything of that nature at this step. But if we adopted by resolution, maybe the council's intent to say that, yes, that would be the site and the location for the skate park. And maybe we also say it's also the council's intent to match fundraising efforts to some degree as they came about, and maybe we even designate an amount, say $100,000 out of our capital improvements fund. Once again, you don't have to specifically reserve it to that. You just would be stating the council's intent to do it in a formal way by resolution. That would then give them the opportunity and the ability to take out and show from a serious nature the city's commitment and side that would lend them credibility in their fundraising efforts as they went out to some of these other entities.
Okay, well, if my colleagues here in the council are okay, I'd encourage our city manager to prepare a resolution along those lines that we could then discuss in a more formal setting in the weeks ahead. Is everyone okay with that? And of course, once that's before us, that'll then give us an opportunity to tweak or debate or discuss formally. But it's good to at least have that resolution as a starting point. And if you could let our interested friends know as well when that would happen, so that they can.
You bet. Josh and I will stay in touch, and we'll just work together and move it along.
Well, as you know, we're always looking as a council and staff for what are creative ways that we can fund this. And Prop 3 didn't pass. I love the shirts, by the way. But there may be other opportunities down the road where there's a pocket of money here or there that can help along the way. And this would be a good first step to at least get the ball rolling. So thanks for coming out today.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to, we have a couple of ordinances to be considered tonight. The first one is Ordinance 1216. Mr. Pyle.
Thanks, Mayor. This resolution would allow us to adopt the latest edition of the National Electrical Code. The state of Utah has adopted the 2011 edition. I think our last one adopted was 3 years before that, if I remember correctly. Anyway, we need to adopt the new one to be in accordance with the state.
Okay, we had discussion in our study meeting last week with our chief building inspector about this. Any additional questions or a motion?
Mayor, since I have this on my desk every day and refer to it every day in my job, I will move for pass resolution 1216, or ordinance 1216.
Second.
Thank you both. Any further discussion of this motion? All in favor of approving 1216, say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Let's take a look at 1217, Mr. Pyle.
Thank you, sir. This resolution would allow us to amend our stormwater billing schedule to allow planned unit developments, or PUDs as they're known as, to be charged the rate B, or $280 per month on an individual residential unit, or equivalent residential unit is the designation they use for the storm drain.
Okay, thank you.
Fun.
Any discussion or a motion on ordinance 1217?
I would move for approval of ordinance 1217.
Second.
Okay, thank you both. Any discussion of that motion? All in favor of approving 1217, say aye.
Aye.
That passes. Now let's take a look at 1254, resolution 1254.
Thanks, sir. This, as we move towards taking in-house the responsibility of our own utility billing for our stormwater and our sanitation billing to the city, we would like to have a contractual relationship with Zions Bank to process payments through what's called a lockbox service.
Okay, any discussions to that or a motion?
I'll move for approval of resolution 1254.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second or two. Any discussion of that motion? Okay, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. And for the sake of our visitors in the audience, know that we do meet each week at 4:30 in what we call a study session, where we go over all the next week's agenda items and hear more lengthy presentations. And so in our formal meeting, we may move rather briskly, but I don't think anyone's ever complained about a short meeting. But we have had at least a week to deliberate on all these items before us today. Okay, Mr. Pyle, if you could introduce 1255, please.
Thanks, Mayor. This resolution would allow us to accept a storm drain easement from Omen Properties. This is for property located at 2215 South and 7200 West, and would allow for the relocation of a city storm drainage ditch.
Thank you. Council, what's your pleasure?
Mayor, move for approval of resolution 1255.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion? All in favor of 1255, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. 1256.
Thanks, sir. Another stormwater utility item. We need to replace a 10-wheel dump truck, and we're proposing to do that. Freightliner of Utah holds the state contract. That's who we're proposing to buy it from.
Okay, thank you. And that state contract gives us the economies of scale or purchasing power by using the whole state's efforts.
Yes.
Yes. 1256, any motions there?
Motion to approve resolution 12-56.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor of approving 1256, say aye. Aye. That also passes. 1257.
Thank you, sir. This outlines our chip seal program that the Public Works Department will conduct in 2012. There are 3 rows that are on this chip seal list. There's $279,140 to be used from our Class C road funds. There will be other pavement management projects and contracts awarded throughout the year, but for now, this is what we've got going on our chip seal side.
Okay, thank you. Any motions on that one?
Move for approval of resolution 1257.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion on that resolution? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. 1258.
Thank you, sir. This resolution authorizes an agreement with Salt Lake County Surveyor's Office to purchase their orthorectified aerial photography flown recently here in spring of 2012 for $2,700.
And I might add, we have assurance from the staff that this orthorectified photography will be used to update the giant aerial photo in the lobby.
That's correct.
Thank you. All right, any discussion on 1258 or a motion?
I just have one question, and maybe we talked about this last week, but Wayne, with it being a fiscal impact of $2,700, why does this particular item come to the city council? Is it just because it's an interlocal agreement?
Exactly.
Thank you. With that, I guess I would move for approval of resolution 1258.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion? All in favor of approval of 1258, say aye.
Aye.
That passes as well. 1259, our final resolution.
Thank you, sir. We want to purchase some new weight room equipment at the fitness center. It's become worn and in need of replacement, and we've had a number of bidders on this project, and so we propose buying the list of equipment that we spec'd. Can't remember if everything on the list is right here on your issue piece, but I know we had a presentation for that, and I believe the council had their questions answered as to how and why or what we need, so we're proposing purchase of that in the amount of $41,910.
Thank you. Any motions there?
Motion to approve resolution 12-59.
Second?
Okay, thank you both. All in favor, any discussion on that one? Okay, all in favor of approving 1259, say aye.
Aye.
That also passes. We don't have need for executive session tonight. Ms. McKendrick, is it out of order if we do some council reports that we ran out of time for in today's session? Okay, then I guess it is out of order. We'll have to wait till next week. Okay, we come to item 10 then, which is to adjourn.